Hello, ladies. Have you ever had a random thought, something that comes out of nowhere? Someone or something that you haven't thought about in years? What do you do when you get that thought? I often think that maybe that person needs prayer and God is sending out an SOS. Or maybe there's something that He wants me to do. Well, I had one of those kind of memories this week, and I'll tell you about it at the end of these abiding words. As I was reading in Joshua in the one-year Bible, verse 23:1 said, "The years passed, and the Lord had given the people of Israel rest from all their enemies. Joshua, who was now very old, called together all the elders, leaders, judges, and officers of Israel. He said to them, 'I am now a very old man. You have seen everything the Lord your God has done for you during my lifetime. The Lord your God has fought for you against your enemies.'" So I thought about how faithful God has been to me all these years. He has truly given me rest from many, many enemies. Enemies like fear and depression, loneliness and insecurity, enemies from within and without. There was a time when my own family opposed my faith, but God heard my prayers and brought peace and rest and salvation to our home. Finally, Joshua reassures them that just as God has been faithful up till now, He will continue to be faithful to keep all of His promises. That day, I flashed back on my sophomore year in college. I had joined a sorority, and although I was a Christian, I thought that happiness here on earth was up to me, to make what I could. All the media hype and magazines telling me that to be popular with lots of friends, boyfriends, and parties would fill the gaping hole in my soul. But it had all disappointed, and I was left desperately empty. Until I met a woman who would become my lifelong mentor, and she's turning 90 next week. She shared with me that Jesus said in John 10:10 that He came that I might have life, abundant life, not just eternal life, not just a ticket to heaven, but an abundant life here on earth, and that He had a plan and a purpose for my life. I like to say that up until then I had Jesus, but that day Jesus got me, all of me, and that He's been the Lord of my life ever since. I went to see our house mother to apologize for the ugly way I had been acting and to share what Christ had done for me. She then told me that she had been praying for me. I had no idea. I was both ashamed of how I'd acted and humbled to think that she loved me enough to pray for me and to overlook my behavior, and that God had answered her prayers. So I wondered why that sweet memory of a woman I had long ago forgotten had come back that day. And I realized that the Lord wants me to be that older woman to some of you, and for you to be that older woman to someone. Because everyone has someone who's younger in the Lord that they can encourage. Joshua encouraged the Israelites by reminding them of God's faithfulness in the past and assured them that He would keep all His promises and that He would continue to be faithful. Let's keep reminding ourselves and each other of these abiding words.